What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Lockdown. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. If this movie tells us anything, is that trying to pull off a heist story in the middle of a pandemic can only go up to a certain extent. It's rather weak and you can only do so much. I would give Lockdown a B- for effort, but it's just a reminder that no matter how creative you are, the social distancing and the mask safety guidelines will always restrict that suspension of disbelief. There are only so many ways you can try to go around them, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't look like a proper heist movie, which is why it's a smart move that they mix some rom-com and relationship drama in there, giving Lockdown some wiggle room for excuse for meeting audiences' expectations. Written by Oscar nominee Stephen Knight and directed by Doug Liman, in Lockdown, just as they decide to separate, Linda and Paxton find life has other plans when they are stuck at home in a mandatory lockdown. Cohabitation is proving to be a challenge, but fueled by poetry and copious amounts of wine, it will bring them closer together in the most surprising way. Starring Anne Hathaway, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Stephen Merchant, Mindy Kaling, Lucy Boynton, Dulé Hill, Jasmine Simon, Ben Stiller, and Ben Kingsley. One thing I'll say is that I really enjoy the banters between Chiwetel and Anne in this film. Anne specifically has this incredibly long line that she delivers halfway through, expressing her character's frustration, and Anne just knocks it out of the park. It's one of those things that makes you wonder, how on earth does she do that? At that moment, she reminds all of us exactly why she has an Oscar statuette. Chiwetel is also effortless in his balancing act between happy-go-lucky and on the brink of depression. This movie may have its shortcomings, but the two lead actors are definitely not among them. Because much of it was shot on location in the UK, and because they can't literally be near each other, screenwriter Stephen Knight throws in a few scenes that seem random, but they're actually quite effective and they actually add to the humor. There's this funny running gag about Edgar Allan Poe, juxtaposing that with Paxton's habit of shouting poetry out on the streets to his neighbors. It definitely breaks some of the tension, not just for the characters, but for us too watching them. Where it significantly lacks in the heist, the relationship drama / comedy compensates for it, and Doug Liman's directing makes full use of the small flat. And the outcome is this Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf vibe. It's like a prize fight or a boxing match between Linda and Paxton. Whether you like it or not, we're gonna have to get used to this storytelling via Zoom. And there's gonna be more and more films like Songbird and Lockdown that are popping up and applying the same method. It might not measure up action-wise, but if you are a fan of chatty or dialogue-driven movies, Lockdown might just be the thing for you. There are parts about this movie that entertain me, and there are parts about it that I wish they could have done more or gone further on. But again, as I implied plenty of times in this review, as long as this pandemic is still around, there's only so much you can do.